Y'all just like go in the camera and show your face. Okay, thank you for coming today for my informative speech on the history and symptoms of the Ebola virus. So, when handing the checkout clerk your payment at the grocery store, she sneezes on you and then she reaches across with her clammy hands to wipe the counter off, only for you to notice multiple bruises on her arm. She begins then to apologize to you for sneezing on you and then tells you that for the last few days she's had things like fever, stomach cramps, muscle pains, and she's just overall not feeling well. If you have been glued to the TV for the last few weeks, then you'll know that the first thing that probably will come to your mind is Ebola. And it's so funny because we do not live in a third world country. We have thousands of highly equipped medical facilities across the country, but the Ebola virus is here. Several Ebola patients treated in the United States have survived, but the first person ever to be diagnosed on American soil with the deadly virus didn't. The history and symptoms of Ebola are a top trending topic around the world, and today I'm going to tell you why. So, Stanford University reports that in 1976, Ebola, which is named from the Ebola River in Zaire, first emerged in the Sudan and in Zaire. The first Ebola outbreak infected hundreds of people, killing over half of them. A virus such as Ebola is believed to originate from some sort of natural source, and many medical professionals have not really been able to find out what that natural source is. Scientific evidence has led researchers to believe that mainly bats are most likely to be the origin of Ebola and the Ebola virus. 4 of the 5 strains of Ebola occur in animals that are mostly native to Africa. The Center for Disease Control states that in 2014, the Ebola epidemic is the largest in history, affecting multiple countries. The disease mainly dominates in West Africa. Nigeria and Senegal have had some cases, but in Nigeria and Senegal, those cases have been contained. On September 30th of 2014, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, confirmed that the first travel associated case of Ebola to the United States was diagnosed. The first travel case to come from West Africa to the United States was diagnosed, and then 10 days later, the infected patient did pass away. Since this date, there have been 3 Americans treated for Ebola. Immediate precautions have been taken to contain outbreaks within the United States. They're limiting the amount of airplane flights that come into the United States and things like that. However, I feel that it's important to be informed on the symptoms of Ebola in order to prevent the spread of the deadly disease. Let's take a look at some of the symptoms and preventative measures of Ebola. Symptoms of Ebola may occur only after a couple of days of exposure to the virus. The Center for Disease Control has listed some of the following things like a fever, severe headache, muscle pain, weakness, diarrhea, and vomiting, abdominal pain, and unexpected hemorrhages as some of the symptoms. It has been made very clear that Ebola is not an airborne virus. You can only contract Ebola by having contact with an infected patient and their bodily fluids. Okay. um, the bodily fluids. Bodily fluids such as saliva, urine, feces, vomit, sweat, and even semen are some of the things that you do not want to come in contact with. Medical workers seem to be at a higher risk because they are more hands-on with the Ebola virus day to day, so they have to be a lot more precautious and make sure that they take certain preventative measures for it. As of now, there is no FDA approved preventative treatment for Ebola. The most important prevention is the protection to not get Ebola. Protection from Ebola virus begins with cleanliness, washing your hands, um, and using sanitizer daily, on a daily basis, no matter if you work in the medical field or you don't. If you come in contact with a sick person, be sure not to touch any of their bodily fluids unless you have on proper safety equipment and protection. So, as you can tell, Ebola is a very deadly virus that is beginning to grow rapidly. The symptoms of Ebola are so common as a cold or a seasonal flu that you may not know that you're coming down with it. So, it's very important that you take all of your symptoms seriously. In conclusion, please reflect on this quote by Beth Bell, which is a director of National Center of Emerging Infectious Disease, that says, "We recognize that even a single case of Ebola in the United States seems very threatening, but the simple truth is that we do know how to stop the spread of the disease between the people." Thank you. That's all. Thank you. Hello, my audience. Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Glad that's over.